going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to venerable Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the rambling wreck of Georgia Tech. As we'll see, the winners of 7 straight, the North Carolina Tar Heels, taking on the winners of 5 straight, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Tar Heels will kick it away to start us off. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Yellow Jackets offense will get the first possession of the game. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week, and watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was singing it quick, the ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will, a really nice day, and I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Pulls and fires complete to the right. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. All right, guys, let's talk about Georgia Tech. A big-name running back, always a great get in the recruiting world. 4-star running back they got last week. Seems as if he'll fit in nicely here.
Oh, he's going to be a great fit. I mean, when you get a great player like that, the whole fan base gets jacked up. You see it all over social media, and it starts to build some momentum in your recruiting class.
And the Yellow Jackets are marching down the field. To the air, it's Worthy. Finds his tight end. Across the 25, he's got room. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but you've got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And I love the quarterback's accuracy. Hit him in stride, man. Hit him where he can catch the football and continue to run and do more damage after.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
Well, I know a big question coming into this one was how locked in is this offense going to be early? We've seen offenses throughout the season struggle with rhythm and execution early in games. Not a problem for this offense here in this game, in this environment. All 11 guys locked in. Great job running, throwing. Execution was beautiful, and they're able to cap off the opening drive of the game with a nice run to get on the board for a touchdown.
So North Carolina's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have 2 guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got 2 very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team,
Breaks into the open. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
And it looks as if he'll pick up maybe a couple. Guys, let's talk a little bit about North Carolina. Top 5 up to this point is really good. It's staying there as we get closer to the playoff. That becomes a huge challenge.
They just need to focus on winning right now. They're in position as a top 5.
Oh, there's an alley on the left. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, UNC. The extra point here would tie the game.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
The Yellow Jackets with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
It's on target and complete. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. In their own territory, no problem. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's dropped, and what a tough way to end this drive. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Makes the catch. It's Gilliam. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Now on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. It's now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Leaves it with the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Let's take a minute and talk about North Carolina. I'm sure you guys saw what a get in recruiting 4-star defensive linemen, gave them a verbal commitment just last week.
Yeah, you can't get enough of these guys, man. And they're excited because you got to play so many defensive line. This is the guy that's going to come in, be in the rotation early and often.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. The Tar Heels are rolling down the field. Trying to pound it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, North Carolina.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Leaves it with the back. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. Guys, we've reached the end of the period, and North Carolina's on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. First play of the period, first down here. Rides the back on the option, the give. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Offside defense.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess, and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
It's complete on the right side. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. And the Yellow Jackets have it with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Worthy. He hurls one deep down the left side. And is knocked away and incomplete. The defensive back staying in phase and batting it away.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Rides the back and leaves it on the option.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Might be changing the route. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Quick strike complete. They've got enough for the 1st down, and they're in the red zone at the 20. The Yellow Jackets have taken it inside the 20. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score.
And those sting for offenses, man. You've got an opportunity to get in the end zone, to get the touchdown. It's not easy. It's hard to get guys open. He comes open, and the quarterback, man, I bet he wishes he had that one back.
Here comes the field goal unit. He'll line it up from 34 yards out.
And this offense put together a really good drive, man. Like, that was a good drive, but 3rd down in the red zone when the field starts to shrink, they really struggle to try to find a play to get someone open.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Starts a drive trying to go up top. It's caught. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a 1st down. They had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Quickly to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Caught in the backfield, it's Potts. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. It'll be 3rd and long. Wants to throw again. It's complete to the right. They stop him right at the 40-yard line. It's 4th down. Will they bring out the punt team? And the Tar Heels will punt it away on 4th down. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Gonna run it. It's Bettis. And he knocked him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Pulls it in. It's Bettis. Oh, he's got some space. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Finds his big tight end. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Last completion moves the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Back to throw. It's Worthy. Moves away as he feels pressure. Bought a little time, lets it go. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Backed up now, here's second and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'd be looking at a 53-yard field goal from here. Instead, they'll try to pick it up on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Right on the money. And the Yellow Jackets pick up the first down. They convert the fourth down back to the line with no time to waste. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Makes the catch and steps out of bounds, but short of the first down mark. The Yellow Jackets in a good spot here with second and short. Back to pass. Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense has just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a new set of downs. And off from the shotgun. They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it. It's been that way all day. Got stuffed on first down. It's second and 10. Back to pass. It's Worthy. Throws to the wideout. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited. They missed a field goal on that last drive, but here on third down, they can't afford for this possession to come up empty. Touchdown, Georgia Tech! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
Nice job putting the drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the first half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Wants to throw on first down. It's caught. And that's why you do explosive work in the weight room. Arm day's a good thing as he gets to the 23. Clock still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. Second and short, maybe looking for a shot. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A really raucous environment there in Atlanta. And talk about a good competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best first half we've seen in the history of these 2 programs, but they've matched each other's intensity. The result has been, well, a good competitive game so far. They don't call me the most creative man in broadcasting for nothing, you know. With that said, let's send it back to the 5th oldest venue in college football, Bobby Dodd Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Yellow Jackets will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. They'll give it to the back. Creates a little room.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing in this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
I think a lot of quarterbacks like those defenses that will be passive and let it slowly develop. Nah, this defense, you could tell, they were aggressive and attacking, and it really paid off.
They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure. It's a first down. The Tar Heels are on the move. From the gun, they'll try the middle. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. They'll go to work on second down after doing damage on the ground. They'll run play action. Got his man on the right. They make the tackle at the 33, but he's ripped off 15 yards and picked up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the running back. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. And the Tar Heels with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Looking to fire. Gets it out fast. There he goes. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Tar Heels, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. They'll run it from the gun. Touchdown, Tar Heels! And that one will give them the lead.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Worthy. He lost one down the sideline. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. This one's complete. Got room at the 35. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's going to run it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards.
And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming. They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. Tries to get it on the ground. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Looking to throw on first down. Finds his man. It's Gilliam. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Running back searching for a hole.
The run game just has not been working for this offense. physical.
They're working that left side. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Got the first down and more. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. Wants to go up top on first down. Quickly complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Looking deep down the right side. Got it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, UNC. The lead gets bigger here in the fourth quarter, and their run continues, about to go 8-0. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody...
He'll off one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They're dealing with a second and long. Back to throw. It's Worthy. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
There's nothing better than being a defensive lineman and a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. Now you got to think they'll really go on the attack. Big play has them set up 1st and 10 from the 48. Unloads to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
This defense will bring pressure from the linebacker level, from the cornerback level, free safety level, and the strong safety level. They're bringing it from all over the field.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Fires to the wideout. Working that left side. And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. Looking downfield on first down. And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team. Got some room to run. At the 20.
All right, sense of urgency now has to go through the roof for this team. They needed their defense to come up with that turnover right there. So if you're on offense, you got to get these plays called. You got to get aggressive, take some shots, because you can now go and win this game.
And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Trying to pound it in. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because
Next going for the goal line. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
He'll bring it out. It's Carr. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. His drive will open from the 15. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Trying to set up the screen. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Got his man quickly. Nice. On that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. And the Tar Heels really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's Gilliam. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. The Tar Heels have this offense rolling. Defense in press coverage. Makes the catch. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one. They've already peeled more than 3 minutes off the clock on this drive as they stand over the ball on 2nd down. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. We'll head to the 2-minute timeout. Tight ball game here, and this offense will try to milk the clock. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Potts. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Smashes it between the uprights. Push that lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, you could make a good case. This is the game of the week in the Big 12. Houston is currently working from behind. But how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. They're trailing by 10 to Texas Tech. We'll circle back if anything changes in this interesting Big 12 match.
Intercepted. The defense has set him up. They got him down quickly after the pick, but he'd already